What's up, y'all? I got about 20% left on my phone battery, so I'm gonna try and do this video before my phone dies. That's motivation and incentive, I guess. So today I wanted to do or talk about a little bit more in depth how we're handling our beards, especially for those of us who are locked down and our normal routines have been somewhat disrupted based on the fact that we're not going out to work every day the way we have been accustomed to. Before we get into that, you'll notice I'm wearing purple today. This is in support of Lupus Awareness Month. Hearts go out to all of the women across the world who may have lupus. Hearts, hugs, kisses go out to my club sisters, Matressa and Misha. Love y'all to death. We'll be out there next year for the walk. Welcome back for another episode of the Bearded One series. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. All right, so I wanted to talk a little bit more about how we're maintaining our beards for those of us who are locked down. If you're still going through your normal routine and you're still going to work every day, then whichever routine you were doing before, obviously you should continue doing that to whatever extent you can. But when I thought about it, and I may have mentioned it in another video, as someone such as myself, who I don't go out to work every day, but that being said, I realized I had a whole lot of extra time, and I thought to myself, why am I not pampering my beard a little bit more because I have the time to do it? And so what I started doing after the first few weeks of being locked down is I started doing a more augmented midday routine. My morning routine is pretty fixed and extensive in that sense, and so is my evening routine. But the one particular opportunity that I have in the afternoon being home was to do a little bit more during that routine. And I've actually noticed a difference in my beard just in the period of time that I've been doing that. One, because my beard is maintaining a higher level of moisture constantly throughout the day. Two, it's being fed additional nutrients as well, both internally and externally. Okay, so my morning routine and my evening routine have always been pretty fixed. I would say for the last 6 to 8 months, in terms of the products that I use, and in terms of the routines themselves. My midday routine, because I was always on the go a lot, was basically my little spritz bottle with some Hawaiian Silky dry look moisturizer, and of course my little pick on the go, little spritz, moisten it up, because we never comb our beard dry, comb it through, style it a little bit, and good to go. But what I thought about as I was realizing that I had more time, and forgive me, I don't understand why you sit in a parking space and you have 2 car lengths in front of you, but the person that's parking in front of you has to back up right on you. I never understood that. But anyway, fortunately I gave myself enough play that I can back up a few minutes now that this person has parked 2 feet or less in front of me. Breathe. Anyway, so my morning routine, my evening routines have always been a little bit fixed. Now, it does vary depending upon the day that I'm anticipating having, also depending upon the temperature. For some reason, I like to use lighter oils in the summer months, and a little bit heavier in the winter months, as an example. For me, I go heavy on my oils in the morning, because that allows my beard the most time throughout the course of the day to absorb those oils, as opposed to in the evenings, in which I do not use any oils because I don't like an oily pillow. And as a PS to that, I do sleep with a beard bonnet on. I feel that it's very effective in keeping my beard neat. Also helps to keep some of that moisture in, and it prevents it from just being all over the place when I wake up in the morning. So that being said, a breakdown of my routines are basically my oils in the morning. Get out the shower, beard is still damp. I'll go with the lightest of the oils that I use, which is typically my vitamin E oil. This is an oil that can be ingested. It can be taken orally as well. And so what I've been doing in my quarantine routines is I've been both ingesting and applying topically my vitamin E oil. It's a very light oil. It's a very pleasant, almost a hint of lemon to the particular brand that I use. I'll include a link in the description below. So I'll start off with that on top of a damp beard. That oil, I'm specifically working into the roots of my beard, the skin itself. I'm not really trying to cover my beard with it. I'm trying to work it in with my fingertips. Okay. I then follow that with my emu oil. Shout outs to the Bearded Existence. I love the oil. I don't particularly like the way it smells, but it does have some fatty lipids in it, and I think that's important as far as nourishing the beard, and also providing some more weight to the beard, because you'll find that as your beard gets longer, it gets heavier, and so you're able to kind of style it a little bit easier. There's less flyaways as the hairs get longer and longer. I then follow that with a sealer oil, and in all three of these cases I'm using a very small amount, no more than a dime-sized drop in the palm of my hand to work it through. When it comes to the vitamin E oil, I'll dab my fingers in it, I'll work it in. Okay. As I go to the emu oil, same amount. Now I'm going to rub that in my hands. I'm always starting with the back and bottom of my beard first, because those are the parts of my beard that are the weakest, still a year and a half later. And then the same thing with the sealer oil or my black castor oil. But there I go more on top and also underneath, but now I'm using the castor oil to kind of lock in everything. Now, applying 3 different types of oils of various consistency. If you use a lot, yes, that can get very oily and very crazy. And so I use a very little, and a little goes a long way. It's true what you've heard them say, a little goes a long way. And I also think that water, that warm water, also helps to disperse the oil evenly as you work it into your skin and into the roots of your beard, and then of course into the shafts of the beard itself. My midday routine does not consist of any oil. In my midday routine, I'm using more of a leave-in conditioner, Scotch Porter typically. I also have 1 or 2 other leave-in conditioners that I might use from time to time. Again, a small amount, no more than a dime-sized amount is usually enough to, with a moist beard or damp beard, is enough to work the product through the entire beard. And a lot of these conditioners are white. So, you know, obviously, if you have a darker color beard, you don't want that whiteness to be showing. You want to thoroughly work it into your beard. And so therefore you don't want to use a lot, because then it becomes a lot harder to work it into your beard. And then I'll typically seal that in with a butter. I don't like balms. I don't like waxy balms. That's me in particular. So I'll go with the butter. I use various brands. I'm trying out Cremo is one of the ones that I'm trying out right now. But these are products that are relatively low in oil in itself. My evening routine typically does not consist of any oils and even a conditioner at that point. What I'm putting in my beard, besides again dampening it with warm water, is just the butter. And depending upon the butter that I use, again, most of them are white, although they do have some matte colored balms now, which are a little bit easier to work into the beard. But again, since I'm using Cremo as my butter of choice, that's what I use to put in my beard for my evening routine. Again, no oils, don't like an oily pillow. And then once it's dried sufficiently enough, then I'll put on my beard bonnet, and by then I should be going to bed. Now, one of the things that I'm also doing while I'm on lockdown and not going to work every day is I'm increasing the amount of biotin and or vitamin E oil that I take in, ingest specifically. So what I'll typically do is I'll take a biotin tablet. I have I think it's the 1500s. I'll take one of those in the morning. I'll include the link below. I'll take one of those in the morning, typically with whatever it is I eat. I may take one in the afternoon, and I may take one in the evening, depending on how I feel. Usually all in conjunction with a meal. The vitamin E oil that I have, that can be taken, like I mentioned, orally or topically. And what I'll do is I'll take some in the morning and some in the evening. And I've noticed a difference in the few weeks that I've been doing this now, where I'm starting to see a little bit more growth, especially in the weaker areas of my beard. And so I feel like this is a great opportunity to pamper your beard a little bit more than you might normally do if you were in a regular work schedule. And that's my recommendation to you. Whatever products you're using in whatever routines you're doing, do a little bit more during that midday routine. If you're not doing a midday routine and you're home, shame on you. You should be doing some sort of midday routine. Even if you're not home, you should be doing some sort of midday routine, because even the busiest schedules can take a quick spritz and, a little comb through real quick and, styling. And that's my recommendation to you folks who are on the beard journey, whatever stage you're on. Use this time to be productive and do something extra for your beard, do something extra for your life, maybe take an online course. There's a lot that can be done in this free time. That being said, if you made it to the end of the video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Always remember, whether you ride share, you're a millionaire, be the best person that you can be. Stay frosty, and remember, sky's the limit. Peace. This logo is a registered trademark of the Sky's the Limit family, LLC.